Uh, Good morning, everybody. Today we need to think something regarding a product evolution, which most of our Java engineers do not think. They are specifically driven by agile development, Jira stories, and sprints, which makes them lose essence of product management. I'll run a video now. Let's see what exactly I'm talking about. It's going to excite you to understand how a product should evolve and how it's connected to our development, design, testing, getting the product to production, and supporting the product after that. What is all this? All these cycles are connected to each other until the product evolves and becomes stable and then starts growing. Let's see a product. Now I'm going to compare a product to a monolithic functionality of a web application. What we do in microservices is that we break this functionality into several microservices. But before that, now see what happens to a product here. See how the products are split now. We saw a tractor. The tractor is being split into several items. In a similar way, we are going to break this monolithic function into several microservices. But the beauty here is that when you start using Spring Boot, this is a point where you should bring your Spring Boot because you have broken your product into several items here, into several microservices here. Do you see this? I'm going to talk about Spring Boot after this video. Keep watching. There you go. See how the product is getting assembled, and you know, it's ready now. But remember one thing that This is where we have to use the Spring alerting system, the Spring tracking system, the Spring Boot, and we have to use the Spring diagnostics. So the Spring diagnostics would help us to monitor an application in this fashion. That means I am going to know in advance what happens to my application in production before the customer even opens a ticket. How is this possible? It is possible using Spring Boot. Now, the foremost important thing is that we don't think in this term, or we don't think in this direction. We don't think seriously about logging. We don't think seriously that how can I know that a product or a feature is functioning well through logging. If it's not functioning well, what are the symptoms which can tell me what is the problem with this functionality? Is this a technical problem, or the product usage itself is not correct? I can use this tractor, misuse it in several ways, and then create a problem and throw the problem to the manufacturer. Similar things can happen to your software, your functionality, your applications also. Let's think more seriously about it now. We started development, and then we said, hey, this is my Java class. And this is what it does. Give this inputs, and it gives this output. Now, when we created like this, we created several POJOs and Java classes, which took a particular input and then gave a particular output. So this is Java class B. Somebody wrote Java class B. He gave us input, and then got us output. Yes, Java is object-oriented programming. It drives you to write programs using object-oriented principles. But we find that as we keep on coding, this slows down a lot. What if some framework was there which did some of my job easy while doing development? Simple things. I don't care about what classes. You just give me the objects. In a fashion what I want. When I don't need this object, I want to throw it off. This is what Spring Framework did for you. It managed your life cycle. But still, even after using framework, it is still slow. It's still not rapid development. So what happened? People thought of annotations, just like shorthand typing. At Spring Boot application, add entity, Wow, this is more quicker development. But why should I do this again and again? Can't the framework does not understand what annotations to put at what time automatically for me? Yes, that's where the Spring Boot came into picture. Rapid application development. So let's start thinking of how a Spring Boot can do this job, which we saw on the video, right? Let's run this video once again. So where should I go? Where should I go? Where should I go? Now, let's go back here. Now, the product design is ready, right? We know this is the functionality. We're going to break this. Yes, we have broken this. What are these for us? These are basically some APIs. This is the API, this is the API, this is the API. That means what I do is very simple. I come here, and this is an API for me. This is also an API for me. This is also an API for me. So in terms of Spring Boot, what would I think next? I would simply think, what are the annotations? What are the methods like get, put, pull, delete? And then how do I code them quickly using annotations? That's where your rapid development starts. Let's see one of the applications of Spring Boot now. Let's think of a demo example I'm talking about. This example is using one annotation. What did this annotation do for you? This one what did this do for you? This one is behind the scene, not only having a MVC for you, but also now you can write your components from here. You can load these components using AutoWire, isn't it? In the next episode, I'm going to teach not Spring Boot application, but how to do product evolution using Spring Boot, which is very important.